Assalamualaikum. This is Umar Bashir, and today our topic will cover up three core questions. First is what's the Russian doll is, what's the principle behind this, and how we use this principle, especially in our daily lives, and how we can refine the idea. So, Mr. Wasley was a doll maker and wood crafter who first introduced set of dolls, around about seven dolls in a set, and these dolls nesting each other, like one bigger doll nesting the other one, and gradually their size getting smaller and smaller with the sequence. So that's the Russian doll. So what's the principle behind this? The principle is that Matryoshka stands for motherhood. Okay, that's the Latin word Matryoshka. That means the motherhood, and motherhood symbolized to love, affection, and also symbolized with the care. Like this big doll, which nests the other six, like one female, one woman take care about a family that symbolized to that. So the principle is that if you go with a sequence, like if you made a research with a sequence, then you'll get your problem. You'll get your solution, the solution of the problem. So to find out a solution of a problem, we have to use a Russian principle. A Russian principle help a lot, and this is more bent toward qualitative research. Actually, this is the research that deal with the quality of a finding. Like as I told you, with the number of dolls, the size also reduce. So the size reducing in size means quality, and numbering shows a quantity. So this principle applied on qualitative and quantitative research, but mostly it's more directed toward qualitative research, according to my analysis. And that's the Russian doll principle, or we can say Matryoshka principle. So how we can use? I will give you an example and then use that principle. Like I am going to give you the example that's the more basic and more important example in everyone's life, in every family. Like what? Guess. Uh, the example of your marriage. For example, uh, I want to decide to whom I gonna marry. For example, I gonna marry with XYZ women. So that's my basic core question: to whom I gonna marry. So to reach out that solution, to select that women, to select that XYZ person, I have to make a research. And for the research, I have to use that principle of that principle, Russian doll principle. So, how I will use? First of all, what formally we do, try to understand the background of the other family. Like I will try to know what's the caste, color, and like what's the aptitude of the girl, what's the personality of the girl. As I'm a psychologist, so I try to understand the psyche of the person. So the more preferable thing for me was the person, not the family. So I will try to know the personality of the person. Then I will judge the personality with my criteria. That what's my criteria and what's the personality. If she will be according to my personality, according to my current criteria, then what I will take a decision. Surely I will agree to marry. In the same case, if she will get against my criteria, so what I will decide, I'm not gonna marry with that girl. And yeah, the economic status matter, and the personality and age and everything. These are the matters that I'm trying to focus. So what I'm doing to do, first of all, I'm like leaching out a layer by layer. The first layer, for example, is either economic status of the person. The second, their aptitude. The third, personality. And then on that basis, on that reasons, I will take a decision. Like I will decide, may I gonna marry, or I'm not gonna to marry. So that's the decision I take by using Russian doll principle. So formally, I cover all the questions. So I have one other examples, like nowadays our prime minister taking decision to lockdown, and already he partially locked down the country, and he locked down the country, partial lockdown, on the basis of some statics, like he knows our resources or economic level, like we are not too much comparable. We're lower than America. Like America is developed country and we are developing country, and we have no more enough resources. We have limited resources, so we have to keep in mind the resources. So that's why he take decision to have a partial lockdown, not a complete lockdown. And that's why we are today here in quarantine. We're taking lectures and each and everything. And from psychology, if I give you the example, so I will suggest you, from unconscious we travel from unconscious to consciousness. That will be a Russian doll principle. Like if I say, from unconscious, some an event, like an event from a childhood. So what I do, I recall the event of my childhood, and right now uh, I'm recalling the event, and I can recall and bringing that in my consciousness. So what I am doing, I'm actually recalling. So recalling, and this is a therapy, this is a treatment in psychology to recall in a specific way. So I'm going layer by layer, leaching layer by layer in my mind, from unconscious to unconscious. I use a principle that's known as a Matryoshka principle, or in common language we say Russian doll principle. So from unconscious to unconscious, or that journey, we reach at the conscious point. That journey covered by the rule of a Russian doll principle. And we have a lot examples. And in the last, I want to say that for example, right now, I explained you the topic, the whole topic. I like start from the Russian doll, then I will give you the literal meaning, then gradually I explain you each and everything. So everything is clear. So now what I do, I explain you everything by the use of Russian doll principle, and that's it. I hope so. Everything is. I give you my opinion. I give you my analysis. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.